organizations they serve. That's my absolute passion, is empowering you and so that you can transform the folks around you. So thanks for being with me today. And again, the focus is the genius of slow change. So if you've been reading my work at all, or listening to my podcast or anything, I have a strong bias toward risk taking. I have a strong bias towards adventure. I like to get things done. I want to go fast. And I'm really all about boldness for church leaders. But even as a visionary, I've discovered the genius of slow change. Now, I didn't discover this easy. This could come under the category of things I learned the hard way, things I did wrong, like undertake a great big tree planting projects. I've done several of them in my life, but this one in particular, I just never planned for the water. And this was in Wyoming, high desert, and my gorgeous vision of beautiful trees, hydrating and aerating the desert just didn't come to pass because I forgot to make sure somebody was going to water these beautiful trees. So I've given a lot of thought to this incident, which I call the tree caper. I've given a lot of thought to this incident over the years because it pointed out one of the flaws in my fast, hurry approach to change. And so the genius of slow change has really come to settle in with me. That's very powerful. And why does slow change allow for genius to emerge? I'll tell you why. It's because it allows for a plan to emerge. If you're just going to go, you don't stop to make a plan, you're probably going to leave some important things out, like water in the desert. So I want to give you 3 ways to tap into the genius of slow change in this crazy, fast world, all without sacrificing momentum, integrity, and the ultimate vision. So number one tip, start with the end in mind. You got to start with the end in mind. Know where you're going, because it really makes the trip of leadership that much easier. It allows you to get people on board and to share with them the vision of where you're headed. Instead of taking a step by step to see where you're going to wind up, start with the end in mind. Tip number 2, even as you're starting with the end in mind, plan out the steps to get there. So I like to have a big vision and then kind of work backwards and think about the plans that I need to make. Now I'm going to take my step-by-step approach to meet this vision. So if you have the end in mind and then you plan backwards, think it all the way through so that step 1 and step 10 are connected, 2 through 9, and they get you to the final place you want to go. All of this takes time. You can't just hurry on this. You really got to think it through some. Now, the third tip that allows you to put into practice the genius of slow change is start. You actually have to press start. You don't want to wait too long, even though you're starting with the end in mind, even though you're working backwards with a step-by-step plan that allows you to connect the dots and get to where you want to go. At some point, you've got to say, all right, we did the planning, enough of the plan, now we start. So don't wait too long, because then what happens is you can move from planning and genius and slow change into perfectionism. And perfectionism often leads to analysis paralysis, where you actually don't get anything done. And that's not the point either. The idea is not to have a perfect plan that you don't do anything with, or to just have energy to start something, but you can't finish. The idea is to marry the best of both worlds, thus the genius of change that's slow enough to make sure you've got everything on board. Now, there's one more thing you're going to want when you put these principles into practice. You're going to want the Spirit of God with you. So one of the lovely things about going slow enough to make a plan is that you might actually be able to tune into God, feel the heartbeat of God, feel the guidance of God. Spirituality, spiritual guidance, spiritual connection has to be a part of a plan that's really going to make a difference for church leaders. Quite often we say we're spiritual leaders, but we don't stop to tune into the Spirit. So place your hand on your heart, get your feet on the ground, extend your other hand to meet the people that will make this plan come alive with you, and move forward in the genius of slow change. So thank you so much for joining me today for this micro mini leadership mojo, the genius of slow change. And I do want to offer a couple of resources that can help you go a little farther with this. The first is my new book, Forging a New Path, Moving the Church Forward in a Post-Pandemic World. It's all about how to incorporate spirituality and spiritual community into the future as we know it. And then secondly, join us at Creating a Culture of Renewal to be a part of a cohort that gives life-changing moments for you and for others as you bring the genius of slow change to bear in every area of your life. God bless you, and may God keep you in these amazing, crazy, fabulous, potentially awesome times as you explore the genius of slow change. Bye for now.